DeVoe, if you have a question for Mike, please use the raise hand function within Zoom. We'll call people individually. We'll start with one from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Mike, it seemed like you guys got that lead and some things kind of went south and then they just went on that run. What happened during that stretch? They went on, I think, a 15-2 run to put the game away.
Big thing they were shooting. I'm looking at the stats right now. I mean, they were shooting 57% from the field. The biggest thing was we weren't getting stops. Another thing, we had a lot of turnovers towards the end of the game. There were key turnovers as well. So those two things are big in basketball. So if we can't get stops or we can't turn the ball over, things like that happen.
Next question from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Mike, on the same subject, the 56 or 57% shooting percentage wasn't like UNC where they're hitting a lot of outside shots. They were getting a lot of one-on-one baskets off the cuts. Was that difficult to defend?
It was. I just feel like we just have to lock in more defensively. We kind of knew that watching their film. That's what they love to do. Guys like 31 and stuff, they like to pass, and Zero likes to cut and stuff like that. So for us, it was just staying locked in and staying laser-like focused.
Next question from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Can you kind of put into words what I imagine is a lot of frustration you guys must be feeling right now?
I really don't have much to say. It's a frustrating times right now, but one thing about it, you have to stand tall as a man and as a team and as brothers and all that type of stuff. So for us, we just have to keep maintaining, getting better every day. Again, we have a lot of young guys on our team that has to understand like winning is hard in this ACC. No game is a gimme game. So for that, we have to be better. So and individually for me, I got to be better. I got to shoot better. I got to do other things better. I got to be more of a leader and stuff like that. So a lot of it falls on me.
Question from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Mike, hi. I got the game from Clayton State back on the docket coming up this coming weekend. Maybe a good time to work some of the new guys back into the mix and work on that offensive flow a little bit. What do you think?
Absolutely. It's also another opportunity for us. Also, they're a great team as well too. So again, there's no gimme games left in the season. So for us, we got to come in with the right attitude, right mindset, and play our game, play our system that we do, and be able to get better. So these next couple of days that we have practice and stuff, watch film and go over those type of things. But for us, the one on Sunday, we need it.
Another question from Kelly Quinlan.
Mike, what did you think of the platoon subs that coach was using today? That was a little bit different, something you guys haven't done a lot since he's been here.
It's something that he just wanted to change up, I guess. Some of the guys had low energy towards the beginning of the game, so he wanted to make a point and make a statement that that we need to come out with high energy. So I mean, it's something that the coach wanted to change up or something to do. I guess that was just a game situation type of thing. So we didn't know that coming into the game.
Another question from Ken Segura.
Mike, I saw you talking with one of the officials at the end of the game as the clock was getting dribbled out. I'm guessing it was kind of some stuff we talked about guys getting their hands on you and not getting the call.
No, actually, it was number 31. He was taunting after the game, and I didn't appreciate that at all. After you win a game like that, take your win and go. Don't be over there taunting and all that type of stuff. I feel like that's disrespectful. So that's what I let the ref know. And all that, the fouls. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, Mike.
I was just saying all the stuff about the fouls and everything like that. I mean, at this point, we know what we're going to get. So for us, and for me individually, I just got to play through it.
Okay, another question from Rod McKenzie.
Hey, Mike, speaking of 31, I guess in the second half, he really was the guy that led that 15-2 run. Really seems like he's pretty strong and quick, sort of hard to guard.
Absolutely. But they have a really good team, top to bottom. A lot of guys have spaced the floor out. Guys that know their roles, buy into their roles, and excel at their roles as well too. So I don't want to just give credit to him. I want to give credit to their whole team. They're a really good team, really good individuals as well. So hats to them.
Are there any other questions for Mike before we bring in Coach Pastner? Okay, Michael, thanks so much. Talk to you.
Mike.
Ready when you are, Flynn.
Coach, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I'm all good, Mike.
All right, we'll go ahead and start with Coach Passner. Coach, if you want to open us up with some remarks before we take questions.
Yep, first off, want to wish a speedy recovery to Coach Forbes. Hope we, our thoughts and prayers with him. I know he wasn't able to coach tonight, so we send out really good vibes to him for him to get healthy quickly. Brooks Savage, Coach Savage, who replaced Coach Forbes today, I've known a long time, did a great job tonight. He's going to be a great head coach, and he's a rising star in the business. And I think Wake Forest is really good. They're an NC2A tournament team, and that's a very good basketball team. And you got to give Coach Forbes and his staff tons of credit. And unfortunately, we were up 51-49. Went on that drought, both offensively and defensively, just couldn't get some stops. And it was going back and forth, and just not able to get stops. And again, we're not playing well right now, just not playing well right now. And that's on me. That's just, I got to do a better job. We're not playing well defensively, I thought we had some great looks offensively. We just unfortunately missed some shots. We had some really good looks. That's part of the deal. You're going to get great looks, and it's a make and miss game. But defensively, we're not real good right now, and that's been a staple of our program. And so I just have not done a good job on that. Obviously, that if we're not playing great defense, that falls right on the head coach. So we'll get off tomorrow. We got to get right back at it and try to go Friday, Saturday, have 2 good practices, and try to start turning the corner and starting off that just being better defensively. Goodness gracious, we got to be better defensively. And so, I played a lot of guys tonight. I was trying to sub, not intentionally. I didn't go in thinking I was going to sub 5 and 5. I was just trying to find a group because I felt we're a little lethargic on some things. I was just trying to find a rhythm. And again, I thought we got great shots, great looks offensively. I just didn't think our defense was real good in some areas, and especially in transition defense. So again, I got to do a better job. We got good players, great young men. When you lose a game, that falls on the head coach.
Okay, questions for Coach Passner. If you have a question, please use the raise hand function within Zoom. We'll begin with one from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Josh, when you had that 51-49 lead, you did get a couple of stops, and then you had a turnover in the lane, maybe a turnaround jump shot from the corner that maybe you could have gotten a better look. So the offense actually led the way to what happened on the defensive end.
Yeah, I got to watch the film, Rod. I just know we had some. I know throughout that stretch we scored, we didn't get some stops, and then they came down after that segment you mentioned. They hit a 3, but offensively, we just I thought we had some great opportunities. We had a backdoor layup, and we had a couple other times, and just you got to put the ball in the basket. But that all being said, when you're not scoring like that, can be our transition defense just has not been good. And I got to do a better job defensively, Rod. I'm disappointed in myself defensively. My entire career, our teams have always been really good defensively, and right now we're not good defensively, and that's that falls on my shoulders, and that's what I'm most disappointed about. And it's not the players' fault; it's my fault. I got to figure it out. What am I doing? What can I do better? What can I help with the guys strategically? Scheme wise, effort wise, practice wise. What can I do to help these young men to be better defensively? So I got to figure that out. I got to figure it out in a hurry.
Next question from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Josh, how much of the defensive struggles are the lack of a tough defender in the middle, having that post presence, because for all the things that Rodney and Saba do well, they're not intimidating shot blockers. They're not guys that are all ACC defensive centers like you've had the whole time you've been here. Just how much of a struggle is that for you? And is that where some of the defensive issues are lying, that just not having that post presence that you've had since you've been at Tech?
Yeah, Kelly, 5 straight years we've had the first team all defense from our 5-man. We've had the player of the year from our 5-man and Ben Lammers, and we've been, 5 straight years. We've either led the ACC in shot blocking or first or second. And we've had great rim protectors. Right now, we're not getting a lot of rim protection from our bigs. Jordan Mecca's a rim protector. So maybe I need to look at that. But again, that's Saba and Rodney and I do believe Jordan Mecca can block shots. They just, that falls on me. I got to figure it out. How can I help them become better shot blockers? Because that's a real issue with our defense. It's probably, I think our glaring right now is transition defense, but the second part is just people are scoring in the paint on us just at such ease, whether we're big or small. And the lack of shot blocking right now is a big deal. I mean, we front the post and everything, but when guys are driving, guys are going to drive, you got to have a shot blocker there. And we're just not getting any shots, blocks at the rim. So that is an issue. And that's where systematically, scheme wise, I got to figure it out, because that is an issue with us right now.
Question from Ken Segura from the AJC.
Josh, you've often said about defense that it's not necessarily scheme. You could play any scheme, but it just matters how hard you play. And I'm paraphrasing, but how much do you see that as part of the issue right now?
Well, I think there's a few things, Ken. I think transition defense, we're just, I'm disappointed in our transition defense, which falls on the head coach's shoulders. And then secondly, we're small a lot of times. And as Kelly had mentioned, and, we don't have a rim protector presence right now, other than probably Jordan Mecca on some things. And obviously he hasn't played the last 2 games. So that's been an issue of just not having that guy blocking shots, which we're used to. And that's part of our defensive scheme wise, Ken, is the way we funnel guys to certain spots on the floor and knowing that you have a guy behind you. And unfortunately, we're not getting the shot blocking, but that again, Ken, falls on my shoulders, because, am I putting the guys in the best position? Do we need to change the way we're funneling guys, to how we're guarding ball screens? I can't put that on the players. That's the head coach. I'm in charge of strategy. And then the effort part, there's times, I didn't think I actually thought we did some good things against Carolina, even though the score didn't show, but we were small for most of the game. But we fought and we were just flying around, but they hit some tough shots. I mean, they just did. And they caught, but that's the deal when you're small. And I thought we were flying around against Boston College. We were small. We gave up some things in the paint. And tonight, I didn't feel like we were flying around tonight we just didn't fly around. And I don't know if that's because I went big all game. I don't know, and were we not flying around because we were bigger, and when you're bigger, if you're not blocking shots, so all that goes hand in hand. That's just something that I got to evaluate.
Next question from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Coach Passner, you used the word lethargy or lethargic a few minutes ago. That's not a word we normally associate with Georgia Tech basketball. I just wondered, did you have any sense of that before the game started, or is it just kind of become apparent to you in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the game?
No, I mean, I didn't think, I just thought there was some lethargic, I thought we were doing some good things. We were up 51-49. I thought I felt we were going to win the game. I just felt there was some, I felt when I mean lethargic, I just felt like when we go on that scoring drought, I just feel like we lose such an energy, from us, and we get, lack of energy, being lethargic. I mean, it's just, and that's where, and I understand, look, we're dealing with human beings and young people, young men, and they're not robots. So I get it, and basketball is, in the end, it's a game to put the ball in the basket. I understand that. I mean, it's in the name of the game is to outscore your opponent. And it can zap you when you're not scoring. And we were scoring. I thought we were scoring. We weren't getting some stops, but we were scoring. And then we just went on that drought. And I just felt we got a lethargic or a loss of energy, instead of just saying, hey man, we've got to find a way to get a stop here to help end our drought offensively. So I mean, we've practiced well. You know, could be that, you know, they had a long day. You know, there's no excuse. I mean, they're in school, you know, so, I mean, they got things going on academically. I mean, who knows? I mean, they're young guys, but we just, you know, I just felt we got in that drought again, and we got really like, we got down, we got lack of energy, or I use the word lethargic. We kind of, our head went, you know, our chin went down to our chest, like, you know, and that's not like us, you know, and we're such an energy team. I just feel, and to be most connected, connectivity is all about defense. And Patrick, I pride myself, 13 years as a head coach, my teams have always been so good defensively. And again, to Kelly's point, and I actually was just saying this to our staff down there, I says, not having a rim protector right now is just, before I came up here, is glaring of an issue with us. And, you know, with the guys that we've had in the past, just taking care of things where you can have mistakes and they cover for you, it is a glaring issue right now. And that falls on me because we don't have that. So I've got to figure out how to help that so we get better systematically, scheme-wise, to be able to make those plays.
We'll take these last three that we have in queue. We'll start with Rod.
Hey, Josh, I know when you look at the box score after the game, you like to look at your team's assists, but you look on the other side of the ledger at Wake, 23 assists, and they, against the man-to-man, they really did a good job of cutting and going strong to the hoop tonight. I mean,
you got to, you know, they had 23 assists on 33 made field goals, and, you know, people are scoring us in the paint. You know, one of the things, you know, we're actually doing okay, even though they hit 8 threes. But if you look at our 3-point defensive percentage, we're actually okay on that. We're in the upper tier of that. That's not the issue. It's people scoring in the paint on us. It's just been we give up a lot in the paint, and, you know, if you're small, that's an issue because you're small in this league in the ACC. But if you're big, you've got to have some presence in there to help, you know, try to block some shots or just, you know, be a presence there. But we're also young at the 5 spot. We're very young, and you know, we're not having the amount of assists needed to be that I usually like, around 60%. Today and again, we got good looks today. Now, I will say on our defense, and I don't know where we're at, Moose, on that, but we are one of the better ones in the ACC in forcing teams in turnovers. We do a good job on forcing teams into turnovers.
30 over the last 3 games.
We've had 30 steals over the last 3 games, and we do a good job for the most part guarding the 3, even though they shot 30% today. I mean, still that's, you know, halfway decent. So it's just been those 2-point field goal percentages just kicked our rear all season long.
Ken?
You were a little later than normal in getting up here. Was that because you said you were talking with the staff?
Yeah, I was just talking to my staff. We were just talking and having a discussion about, you know, how do we, you know, what can we or I do better? Like I said, this doesn't fall on the players, Ken. This is, you know, when we're not good defensively right now, that falls on Josh Pastner, and we got good players and good kids. And I got to figure out and just be better. I got to, you know, and so we were just talking and brainstorming, which I'll go back after this deal and we'll get back there and spend a couple hours meeting tonight, just trying to figure it out.
And finally, Kelly, if you can wrap us up.
Sure. Going back to that point, I guess, and talking about Mecca, who hasn't played, coach's decision. Just looking at, do you go with Tristan and some of those guys to give more scoring volume if you bring Mecca in? Is that something you have to adjust for? If you go with that, you have to bring more shooters in the game. Do you change your lineup? Do you push Mike to the point? Is there something that you do there to counteract? Because I know that's probably your concern right now with him in particular, is his offensive game.
Yeah, you know, Kelly, you know, look, I played a lot of guys. I mean, you know, I played 10 guys today. I didn't sub 5 and 5 intentionally. I just did that, just trying to get good energy and find a way to win a game. But I don't know if that's best for our team either, to play that many guys. And maybe I just got to say, okay, next game I'm just going with 6 and or 7 and you 7 play. And then if that 7 doesn't work, go another game. I don't know. These are things I'm just talking out loud, you know, that we'll have to brainstorm. But, you know, is 10 too many? Probably. I don't like playing 10. You guys know that. And Jordan Mecca, could he give us something defensively? Absolutely. So, I mean, everything's on the table to try to get us. And there's a lot of games left, a lot of games. And I know it looks like the sky's fallen and, it's dark clouds right now, but a lot of games, a lot of opportunities. We got to stay really positive, got to stay really upbeat. I understand for the fans, they're not happy. I'm not happy, but it's me. The reason is because of me. I have not done a good job right to this point with this group. And so I've got to be better because we got good guys, and I've got to help them to the best of our ability, to my ability. And I'm going to figure it out and try to get better so we can try to win on Sunday and then get going next week.
Coach, appreciate you. We'll see you later this week.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.